Jesus Christ is not a business. Flee 501c3 houses of merchandise. John 2:13-16. And the Jews' Passover was at hand. And Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. And said unto them that sold doves, Take these things hence, make not my Father's house an house of merchandise. The only time that it is recorded that Jesus got physical when angry is in this account. Yet today's church organizations are still selling merchandise in what they call God's house. Some places sell coffee and food, others books and CDs. It even seems like you have to pay to hear the sermon, since the offering plate or basket is often passed through the congregation before the message begins. Even universities call themselves Christian and sell Bible training. Most of us have accepted this as commonplace. But how does it measure up to the way the Bible describes the early church? What does the Bible say about making merchandise of God's people? 2 Peter 2:1-9. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. The very nature of most organizations that call themselves church is contrary to what the Bible teaches. The 501c3 incorporated status puts the government as the head of the organization rather than Jesus Christ. The pastor or priest is then the president of the corporation. Check it out by typing in 501c3 at irs.gov. 2 Corinthians 6, starting in verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Christ with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty. Does the Bible say we can buy healing or another favor from God? Should we tithe or sow a financial seed expecting to receive something? Check out Acts 8:18-23, when Simon the sorcerer offered the apostles money to receive the Holy Ghost. When did becoming a pastor change from a call of God to be a servant to a career decision? 1 Samuel 8:3, 1 Timothy 3:3-8, Titus 1:7-11, 1 Peter 5:2. All discuss the desire for filthy lucre not being acceptable for a servant of God. Should we give our loyalty to those who preach for money? John 10:12-13. But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. Proverbs 23:23. Buy the truth, and sell it not, also wisdom and instruction and understanding. We can only trust Jesus Christ. We cannot trust incorporated church organizations. That he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. Ephesians 5:27. Jesus Christ is not a business. Flee 501c3 Houses of Merchandise.